Everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cooking and Stampin' with Kathy. Yes, I did rename my channel to incorporate my cooking along with my stamping. So thanks so much for being here. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please think about doing so. You're going to find a little bit of everything here, and I hope that you are going to love what you see and you'll want to be a part of our family. So let's go ahead and get started. I saw this card yesterday on Pinterest and I thought I have got to replicate it because it's just too pretty not to. Look at the gorgeousness of this card. I think I'm going to do something a little different with the skates. I think I'm going to make those out of the balmy blue rather than inking them, but we'll get to that in just a minute. The first thing we're going to need is a card base, and I pre-cut quite a bit of my stuff, and I have a thick basic white piece of cardstock, and we're going to bring up our scoreboard because I prefer my scoreboard or scoring over top of the trimmer. Just seem to get a much better score. It's not to say that the scoreboard's not good. And if y'all are wondering what this is, my husband has gifted me a Samsung ring, the one that tracks your heart rate, your activity, and everything. This is the sizing guide ring. Mine will actually be yellow gold to match my wedding band, but you will wear it on this finger. Figured I would tell y'all that since we're inquisitive people and we want to know. So that's what that's all about. And I'm wearing it to get used to wearing it so that when my ring comes, I'll be ready to slide it on. Okay, I'm going to score this. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4.25. Typical A2 size card, nothing fancy. So we're going to give that a fold. Get this out of our way. And what I have to go on top of it is a piece of balmy blue. And this is just a standard 4 by 5.25 inch mat. And we're going to glue that down on top of our card. But let's go ahead and give this a good burnish with our bone folder to make sure everything lays down. I like to do both sides of it. And then we're going to take this piece and we are going to glue this onto our card, just like this. And I'm going to lay this down something like this. Let's pull it up. It's not quite straight. The liquid glue does give you that little extra time that you need to make sure you can get your pieces on straight. That's why I love my liquid glue. Now, the Stampin' Seal does too, as long as you don't press it. Once you press it, you're done. The other piece that I'm using is from the die set called Frozen Edges. And I thought that piece there will add a beautiful element on our card. And like I said, I saw this on Pinterest and I just had to remake it. But I saw that it was all Stampin' Up products, so I just jumped on the bandwagon. And I made it from just looking at the card. I didn't go in to get instructions or anything. So everything that I do going forth is going to be my take on this card. All right, so we're going to take and run this through our die machine. We also have some other pieces we're going to die cut. And I said I was going to do this one out of balmy blue, and I am. I'm going to grab a little scrap that I had left right there of the balmy blue. We're going to cut the skates out of that. And I have my laces and my blades on a piece of crumb cake. So we're going to cut those. And the white part of our sled is on a piece of white, basic white cardstock. And the sled itself, I have it on a piece of early espresso. So we're going to bring over, I'm going to try to cut these not all at once, but at least by 2 swipes through. I'm going to put this down about like that. These right here and this here. We're probably going to have to do it in 3 cuts. Let's see. I think that'll work for the first cut. So I'm just going to run this through my electric die cut machine. And then we'll cut these two next. Take these off. I'm just going to lay them over here for now. Whatever comes out, we'll take out. Whatever doesn't, we're not going to worry about it. So these will peel right up. And we'll lay them over. I'm just going to scrape off my pieces that stuck to my cut plate. You always want to make sure you get any loose pieces off of your cut plate so they don't impede on your next piece that you cut. Now this one's going to go through by itself. And let's cut it out. Now we have this piece cut. I'm just going to lay it up there. We'll clean everything out after we get all of our pieces cut. So this one, I've tried to center it as best I can. So we're going to put that on like that and cover it. And let's shoot it through. And I'm using the sophisticated Sled dies and the frozen edges. So, and I'll have everything listed in the description and also on my, all you need to do is click on my blog and that will take you to my blog post. And there you will find everything that you need to make this card, along with the measurements and all the products that I used. So let's take these apart. And I love using these little post-it flags. I'll link those under the video in case you want to pick some up. So there's the body of our sled. And then inside this die, you're going to have the rails or I guess the guts of the sled. So I'm going to use just a little pokey tool to get those out. And I'm going to bring my dies over here out of the way. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to lift it off. This one's going to be a little tricky because this doesn't cut out completely. It cuts some out and some just lifted. And you'll see what I'm talking about as we pull this off. You want to be extremely gentle. I had some questions about this die and whether or not it took out all the pieces, and the answer to that is no, it does not. So we're just going to poke these out. Get as many of those loose as you can. That will help your piece release without tearing it. And there is our piece. Now it looks like one of the snowflakes did kind of stick in there. Let's see if we can get that out. And we probably can piece it. So if you do have one that breaks, don't fret too much. You can still salvage it. So let's try lifting that off. I think this one went right here. And you can see we can actually glue that piece in. Not a problem. So that's what we're going to do. Let me get all of my little crumbs off of my work surface. So that is going to get glued to that. And we have our ice skates. So I'm going to put all of these little pieces. We have our laces. They stayed in our little piece, but we can pull them out. So I like to just hold them like that. I don't like this pick tool as good as I do my take your pick. It just works so much better. So I'm going to grab it. That one was laying over here. I had used it for something. There's one of our laces. And there's the other one. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take something and poke. If you have the take your pick tool, it's perfect to poke out those little holes where your laces go. And I'm going to show you how to put those skates together. And they are just adorable. Right, there is one of the laces, and here's the other one. These can be a little tedious to poke out, but it's not impossible. Just a little patience, a little poking, And we can get all of those pieces out. Usually I don't have this much trouble. Of course, if you're going to have any trouble, it's going to be when you're recording. Okay, there's one, and there's two. So now let's lay my dies over here so we don't lose them. And break all of this off into my trash. And now we have our little blades that go on our skates. So I'm going to take those over here and knock out the little pieces. Kobe, no. He will make me jump because out of the blue, he will just start barking and it drives me insane. But anyway, the joy of having my puppies, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So, and I call my dogs puppies. Everyone knows my babies are not puppies anymore. They are 7 and 9, and but they still look like puppies to me. They're my babies. No Toby, no bark. So I'm just doing the same thing here. I'm using those release holes and my take your pick tool. We are just going to release all of this and pull it off. And you have some little pieces in here that need to come out. So make sure that you get those out. There's 4 pieces on the sleigh that need to come out. And they're very small, but it does make a difference. Just like that. One more right there. There we go. All right, so we have these. We got some little dots right here that need to come out. So pick those out. That's beautiful. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put our sled together like this. And I know this might sound not quite so traditional, but I will sometimes just take a piece of Scotch tape and tape across the back of it. No one's going to see it, and it will help your piece go together and stay together. So that's another little tidbit. Now here's our skates, and what we're going to want to do here is glue on our blades. And the shoelaces actually has a little place. So if you look, there's a little place right there to slide this down in, and then you can glue it in just like that. How stinking adorable is that? I love it. So we'll get everything put together. We still have one more piece in here that didn't come out. So let's see if we can poke out that part of our sled. And that's our little running bar that goes across the top. So that will go like right about here. And that builds our sled. All right, so what I want to do first is I want to get this piece glued onto my card. So I'm going to move everything over here. And what I want to do is I want to line this up so that I have just about 1/8 of an inch top, side, and bottom. Not looking at this side over here. Remember, we still need to put this snowflake in. Trying to figure out, I think I'll do it like this. Yeah, I think that'll look perfect like that. So we're going to glue this piece down, and then we'll set this extra snowflake that broke off. And like I said, don't fret if something breaks. We got glue and we know how to use it. So let's just let our glue do the work for us. So I am going to, oop, look, that's not what I wanted to do. Wipe that off. And then I'm going to set this down right about there. Give it a good press. Then we're going to take this little piece, and I'm going to actually put glue right in where I want to stick it at, which is right in here. It's not going to take a whole lot because you just want it to grab there, right where that came out, like that. And you want this to look like it's kind of sitting up because they're snowflakes after all. So I'm going to move all my die pieces over here out of the way. And now I'm going to put this together. And I think I am going to use my Scotch tape to kind of get this piece together. And I think I'm going to move that down so that is completely in at the bottom. See how that's fitting tight in there? And I'm going to take just a tiny piece of Scotch tape, and you're only going to need a little piece, a very minute piece. And I'm going to lay that right there. Nobody will see that when you turn that over, but that's going to help hold everything together for us. And I mean, how easy is that? So now we are ready to put this on top of our sled. And you can angle this wherever you want it. I am going to put it on with glue. So I'm going to run some glue along my sides and then on these pieces right here because I want it to catch on these little crossbars. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on them as well. And then we're going to turn that over. Just sit it down. Make sure everything is touching where it needs to. Probably should have used my mat on there. That's okay. I got an alcohol wipe right here, and I'm going to clean up that glue. The last thing we need is glue on our work surface. I'm going to grab a cloth and wipe off the alcohol. That was just an alcohol wipe that I used. Cleans that glue off so good. And you know what? I am going to grab my silicone craft sheet because I need to almost sit a block on that just so it will catch while I'm putting the ice skates together. So now I'm going to grab my little, my reverse tweezers, and these are not a Stampin' Up product, but I do have them listed over on my Amazon links. These are so good. They're put up by EK Tools. They're very tiny, they're very tight, and they allow you to take hold of a piece where you can still get glue all over it. So we are going to put some glue. I have a little glue booger on the end of this, but it's not bothering me yet. It actually has glue on it. So I'm going to sit the blades of my skates just like that. Put those in place. And then on the back of this where my laces are in, I'm going to go up under it and just run a little bit of glue just like that. And I'm going to lay that there on my silicone craft sheet too. Then we're going to do the same thing with this one. The first thing I want to do is go ahead and put in my laces just like this. And then I'm going to take my reverse tweezers and I'm going to grab the end of that just like so. Glue along the runner. And then we are going to sit that down just like we did the other one. Get it on there. And we're going to pick that up and we're going to run a little glue up underneath the laces and press those down. And there's both of our skates done. This is a really quick little card to put together, and it is just a stunning card. So I'm going to take my sled. Do y'all know I glued down the wrong side? But you know what? I don't think anybody's going to notice. I'm going to go with it because I don't want to redo it. this is our little runner piece that's going to go across the top, like right there. So I'm going to take glue and run glue along the white piece. And then we're going to set this right across the bar, just like that. Now our sled is done, our ice skates are done. Only thing that we need to do is stamp our message. And I'm going to use this one from, let's see, is that the right set? Yes, Readings of the Season. This is an online exclusive set, and it's the most wonderful time of the year. I think that is so pretty. Love the font. So we are going to use that for our stamp. And I want it to be bright, bold. So I'm going to use the Early Espresso. I'm thinking I need a bigger block. I'm going to try to get it on this one. Works. And now Early Espresso. I'm going to ink this up, slide that over. And I want this to go right about here. I'm going to give that just a few minutes and we'll press it down to let that ink just really go into that paper. All right, so this is coming along just absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to take my sled and I'm going to position it right about there. And I think I'm going to use some dimensionals and pop this up. So I've got some little pieces here. So let me grab my scissors. I'm going to cut some of these pieces in little pieces like this that we can put on the back, like so. Another little piece, so I'm going to go this way and cut that. And I'm going to put a piece across there. And then I'm going to come to the other side because I like these little thin pieces. They seem to be working really well for me. So I'm going to put those right there. And let's see if we can get one camouflaged up here. If we can't, it's okay. We'll figure out something else. But I'm believing that will go right there. And I think that's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my backers off and we are going to set our sled down right about there. So pretty. And look at our skates. Oh, they're so gorgeous. Now I've gone ahead and tied a bow. I don't know if this ribbon is still available. It was in the online exclusives. It might even be on the clearance rack now, but I tied a bow out of it. Anything that you got that's white and shiny will work for this, or clear. And I took a piece of the balmy blue baker's twine, and it comes in a 3-pack with some other colors with it. We have it's called Baker's Twine 3-color pack, and it is gorgeous. You've got a Calypso Coral, a Lemon Lolly, and the Balmy Blue. So I love that. So what we're going to do with this, we're just going to lay it on the top of this ribbon, and y'all know where I'm going. I'm going to get a glue dot. There's my glue dot right there, and I want to put it the front of that ribbon, the front of it, into the glue dot, pull it up, and then I want to pick this up with the glue dot, just like that. So we got this pretty little frilly balmy blue along with our pretty ribbon. And then we are going to take another glue dot. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool just to get that off. And I'm going to sit that down right there at the top of our sled. And then I'm going to put this in it, just like that. And then I'm going to use glue dots again on the skates because I want them to look like they're dangling from this ribbon. So I might need to cut that off just a little bit. So I'm going to grab these snips. And I'm going to grab glue dot. I'm just rolling it up, and I'm going to put it right about here, at the back of our skate. And then I'm going to pick this up and stick that into the glue dot. Just like that. And then you can just press it and it will kind of hold it there. How cute is that? I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to grab a glue dot. Love my glue dots. They can allow you to do so many cool things. Those are going right there. Ah, love it. Now all we need is a piece of balmy blue to put inside and a piece of white. Oops, that one came loose. If they come loose, you can put a bit of glue and just to anchor it like that. That way they're not, going off of the card. We're going to put some gems on here, but let's do the inside of our card first because I want my card to say Merry Christmas. So that's going to be the next little tidbit that we do. And I still have some white and blue cardstock over here. So I am going to cut myself a blue mat and a white mat. So I want my blue one to be 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 inches. And 5 1/4. And then I want my white one to be 3 3/4. Now we have our mats done. Let's look in this beautiful stamp set and let's get Merry Christmas. So there's my Christmas. You can tell which ones I've used quite a bit. I'm going to put Merry Christmas kind of down at the bottom. And I think I'm going to grab the one that says, May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. So let's grab this one. I'm going to put that one like right there, I think. And Merry Christmas down at the bottom. And I think for this one, I may just go ahead and use my Misty to stamp this since I'm doing 3 different stamps. So I'm just going to set that down into my Misty, just like that. And close it. The good thing about it is, as long as I put my piece back in this corner, yes, and I do have a sticky mat under it that holds everything in for me. So yeah, and that's exactly what I want. And I think for this, I'm going to go with the balmy blue. I think I'm going to go with balmy blue on this one. I'm going to clean the stamp just a little bit. Looks like I left black ink on it. I don't want that black to transfer, so I'm going to just give that a good scrub. Yeah, it was quite a bit of black ink left on that. And I know I don't do that. So I think I got the most of that off. It's still stained, but I did get the black ink off of it. So I'm going to grab my cloth and I'm going to dry that. Double check my position too before I actually ink it. That's straight now. So I'm going to set it back down right there. That's perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to grab my balmy blue. I always have trouble with balmy blue. I want to love it, but I always feel like it looks like it's got a grayness to it or a dingy look to it. But I do love blue, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Y'all let me know in the comments if you feel like that it has kind of a grayish color to it. I'm going to stamp that one more time. And stamp. And we're going to look this out. That's ready to go into our card. I am going to, I need something to put in here. I think I'll just do that until I can clean those stamps. Just need something that I know I can wipe clean. All right, this is going to go on like that. So let's put some glue on the back. And then position this so it's straight. Do y'all have those days where it seems like you can't get anything straight? And then other days you just lay it down and it goes right in place? I think we all have our on days and our off days. All right, there we go. Now, this is ready to go on the inside of our card. So I'll put some glue on the back of this. Oops. I'm a little rambunctious with my glue press. Move that down like so. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Now we need some gems. And on the other one, I used some different gems, but on this one, Riverside Irregular Pearls. I don't know. I'm not grabbing the blue off of those. Of course, these aren't blue either. They're silver. I'm looking. I guess I will go with those. Those are probably the best ones that will kind of pick up the blue from our piece. So I am going to grab a small one. Let's put a small one right there on the sled. And let's do a big one here. A couple of small ones. And then let's do one big one. Take right about here. I love that. I think it's so pretty. I think it's just, it screams winter. And, I'm in North Carolina where it can be winter one day and spring the next. It's literally the weather has been that way lately. But I think this card turned out absolutely beautiful. I hope you like it. I hope there'd be something if you got these products that you would make. And if you don't have these products, it's not too late to get them. You might not get them for this Christmas, but you can definitely order for next year. So, and some of the things is already on the discounted page. So go take a look at my website. You'll be able to see what has been discounted, what hasn't been, and you might want to pick up this sophisticated sled and the frozen edges. They're both beautiful stamp sets for winter cards as well as Christmas cards. Thanks so much for tuning in once again. God bless and keep you. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring that bell so you'll be notified every time I put up a video, and you never know what I've got going up. So I hope you enjoyed my Mexican Monday yesterday. And there'll be more cooking and stamping videos to come because you are cooking and stamping with Kathy. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring honor and glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. Until next time, bye-bye.